Yo, what's happening, world, man? We back with another one. Stay tuned live. Damn you two sports. We got Jay in the back. We got Ron, the usual
What up? What up? What
suspects
up?
here.
What's up?
Fellas, what's happening? What's going on, man?
What's up, man?
Man, I don't
Yeah,
know. Hell of a week, especially for your guys in Atlanta.
I know it. I know it. I know it.
Oh man, it just I don't know, bro. I don't what I mean, what the hell going on in Atlanta?
Uh,
I can't I don't know. If it ain't one thing's another.
Let me say this. That happened 2 years ago,
It did.
and I guess now she think he got a job in the NFL, so he got money. Well, when that first came out, Matt Ryan was like, "Yeah, player, you got the deal. We're not gonna play this game with you.
We ain't even gonna start it.
We're not gonna even start it or nothing. Give me your key card. Give me everything you got. Better yet, don't go home. We send your shit to you,
Yeah.
and
Don't even show up. We'll send it to you.
right, we put it in garbage bags. So, yep. I
So
mean,
it's over for this dude before it can even start. God damn it.
right. But when stuff like that come out, I don't blame my owners. I
Yeah,
don't blame my team because if you keep somebody on your team like that and you don't know everything, it may it bring another black eye to the team.
yeah,
So you might well don't get in front of it before it take off.
yeah. I understand that from a business standpoint. He had to go, but just
Right,
unfortunate that it happened to y'all because this
right,
is this ain't a good off season for y'all,
right.
and the off season ain't done yet. So we don't know is it
Uh,
gonna
uh,
get
uh,
better, stay the same, or get worse. We don't
don't
know.
speak all that.
We don't know. It can only get better from here. I don't
Right.
see how it can get worse. But just when I thought that, then damn this come out.
It it just sad, man. I was talking to a homie of mine about this the other day. Keep your hand to yourself. When
Yeah,
a
man.
female say no, she mean no.
No means no to her. When she said no, that should be hell no to you.
Right. You this happened in Michigan. Michigan now. Didn't happen in Atlanta. This
In
happened two
Michigan,
years ago in Michigan.
right?
So, but we just hired him as an assistant defensive line coach or whatever.
Right.
So, yeah, we had to go on deuces.
Yeah, man. It's hopefully get better for y'all from here because
Mm-hmm.
it
That
ain't
we
looking
need.
good. It ain't looking good in Atlanta, and it ain't looking good in LA. With JJ Redick and Luka Doncic. So they got a little internal beef going on. I don't know how long it's been going on, but it came out when they played the Warriors.
Mm-hmm.
JJ Redick subbed him out, and I guess JJ was trying to talk to him, and Luka didn't want to hear it.
Mm-hmm.
So they had a little back and forth. Now, usually when something like this happen and we see it in the public eye, it ain't something that just happened for the first time. It might
Right.
have been something that already been going on behind the scenes before we seen it. But we seen it Saturday though.
Right.
So, you know, what you think about the state of the Lakers with JJ Redick versus Luka Doncic?
I got two questions for y'all. Do his players really respect him as a head coach?
I'm glad you brought that up because in my opinion, JJ Redick, this is my opinion now. JJ Redick was only hired by the Lakers because remember LeBron did that podcast with him.
Right.
And that was, in my opinion, LeBron's way of saying this is the guy I want to be the coach without
Right.
actually saying it.
Right.
Because remember they had that other guy
Mm-hmm.
that was supposed to be the that they were gonna try to hire, the
Mm-hmm.
UConn head coach. I can't think his name right now for shit. But he turned them down and went back to UConn, and UConn gave him an extension when he came back.
Mm-hmm.
And then JJ Redick got the job after old boy, left went back to UConn.
Right.
So in my opinion, when LeBron did that podcast with JJ Redick, that was his way of that was his interview to the
Right.
Lakers for that was JJ Redick's interview to the Lakers for the job, because that's who LeBron wanted, in my opinion, without actually saying that's who he wanted.
Right.
And that was under Jeanie Buss ownership. Jeanie Buss don't own the team no more.
Right.
So that's and to hire a coach like JJ Redick, who got no previous coaching experience, not even as an
Mm-hmm.
assistant on nobody's bench, to me that wasn't a good look.
Right.
So that was to answer your question, in my opinion. The first
My
question you had.
my second question is, since the Lakers, Jeanie Buss sold the Lakers, do you
Mhm.
think going forward the new owner will keep JJ Redick as the head coach?
No, I don't think he's gonna be there long,
That was I said.
unless he somehow win the chip this year, or if he make a deep run in the playoffs. I'm talking about a Western Conference Finals run,
Right.
and they go 6 or 7 games with whoever they play.
What?
That
Uh.
may buy him some time. But if he win a chip, which I don't think neither one of that's gonna happen. I don't think they're gonna make a deep Western Conference final run, or I
Right.
don't think they're gonna make a win the chip or get to the finals.
Right.
So
Now.
if any of that happen, that's gonna buy him some time with the Lakers. But I don't see that happening, because whatever coach is coaching Luka Doncic,
Mm-hmm.
you gotta understand and realize that this guy is not a defensive guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's not gonna play defense. He's not gonna bring anything to your team defensively. He's only
Mm-hmm.
gonna bring offense.
Mm-hmm.
So you gotta already have a pretty solid team defensively when you add Luka Doncic.
Mm-hmm.
Or you're gonna have to build a defensive team around Luka Doncic. So whatever coach is coaching Luka, whether it's JJ Redick or whoever, you just gonna have to deal with the fact that this guy is not gonna play defense to the level
Mm-hmm.
that you want him to play it at.
Right.
Because Luka's in what, year 7, 8? Year 7, because him and Trey came in the same draft the same year. Remember, they was traded for each other.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so whatever year, this year 7, something like that,
Something like that.
7 or 8 or whatever. So if he ain't playing it by now, he ain't gonna play it.
Or he don't want JJ Redick to be the head coach.
That could be it too.
Because we seen, okay, for example, Randy Moss said, well, I play where I want to play, right?
Right.
Now look at Luka. I play defense where I want to play defense. You can't tell me nothing. I'm a superstar. What can you tell me? And you have not done what I've done. You have not took a team to the finals. You have not did nothing. So what can you tell me? Luka might looking at JJ Redick like that. Got that such an attitude. We don't know.
But see, this is the thing though. If the Lakers move off of JJ Redick in favor of Luka Doncic, because remember now, the Lakers are they done fucking with LeBron.
Right.
Right? They didn't give him a contract extension. The only
Mm-hmm.
reason why reports are now surfacing that the Lakers want LeBron back next year is because they want to get in on that farewell tour. They want to get
Mm-hmm.
in on the money from the farewell tour that's gonna be made.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only reason why they reports coming out lately about the Lakers want LeBron back in LA next season because they want to get in on that farewell tour. They
Right.
want some of that. They want some of that farewell tour money. So other than that, the Lakers done with LeBron. That's the whole reason they traded in for Luka, because
Right.
now Luka is younger. Luka is a superstar, and he's the face of the franchise moving forward, who they gonna build that team around. So
Right.
everything the Lakers do moving forward, including the coaching change and decision on the coach, is gonna be based around Luka because he's the new guy
Right.
moving forward. So with that being said, the Lakers got to be careful, even if they do move JJ Redick, because remember now, Nico Harrison, who was the former GM of the Dallas Mavs, they fired him. That was one of the reasons why he said they moved Luka, because he felt like they could not win a championship with Luka. Luka was already bad on defense, but when they played Boston in the NBA Finals, the
Right.
Celtics really exposed Luka defensively because he was already a bad on defense anyway, but he really got exposed in that finals defensively. And,
I
and one of the reasons Nico Harrison said they moved Luka is because one, they he felt like they wasn't gonna win a championship with him,
right.
and two, they was gonna have to pay that dude the supermax.
I
So he couldn't pull. So Luka, in my opinion, or where the Dallas Mavs, in my opinion, value Jason Kidd as a coach more than they value Luka. But see,
right.
JJ Redick ain't on Jason Kidd's level as a coach.
Right.
So he can't, JJ Redick ain't got the clout. And Luka can pull that shit over there in LA with JJ Redick, because the Dallas Mavs, and that's the whole reason they moved off of
Right.
Luka, because
But
you gotta value in order to move off Luka, you gotta value the coach more to move off Luka. And I
right.
heard
But
Jason Kidd had input on that too. That's what I heard.
I I look at Lucha like I look at Iverson. Iverson came out, and shout out to my one of my best friends, Dennis Holmes, my brother. And he vouched for this. Iverson said the 76ers built a team around him. Everything he could not do, the other players did it on that team.
Right.
Now look at Lucha, now look at the Lakers.
But to me,
Don't that remind you of Iverson? They know Lucha don't play no defense. Okay, who they got? They got a big man.
DeAndre Ayton, DeAndre Ayton ain't really a defensive guy either.
Right, but I'm not saying he the best defense guy, but you see what I'm saying? They trying to build the Lakers like they did the 76ers. Remember when Iverson took that team to the finals, they had Mutombo.
Right.
They had Eric Snow. They had so many Hall of Famers. In my point of view. Now look at the Lakers. I'm not saying they up there with them, but they trying to build that team like the 76ers. You got Star, you got Lucha, the face of the future of the franchise.
Austin Reeves.
That your Eric Snow right there.
But I don't see how they gonna do it, because the Lakers right now are in unfamiliar territory. Because, and when I say unfamiliar territory, I mean like the Lakers are so used to just getting a superstar player to come there.
What?
Whether they trade for him or a superstar player just willing to come there in free agency. But see, right now, with the way the NBA rules done shifted, that it ain't just like that no more. You know what I'm saying? You got the salary cap, you got the second, you got all this stuff, and I get it. I understand the Lakers is under new ownership and they don't mind paying because it's title town, and they historically one of most legendary franchises in NBA history, up there with Boston and
What?
hell in the world of sports, right?
What?
But the way these other teams are locking in these young guys, giving them an extension early, these guys are not hitting free agency.
But
And when these teams do put these guys available for trade, they asking for an arm and a leg.
you gotta look at this. They're looking at LeBron don't make nobody better. Who do he make better?
Not now. No.
Right.
No, not now.
If this was the LeBron from what? Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh.
If you talking about 2018, 2019.
If this was that LeBron, then yeah. But this not that LeBron. So he don't make the players around him better. He made Dwayne Wade better. He took some of the load off of Dwayne Wade. He took some of the load off of Chris Bosh.
Right.
When he was with the Miami Heat.
They're gonna have to win a championship in LA with Luka, it's gonna be a tough task. Because that's the reason why Nico said he got obviously some other politics and stuff that played into it, but just going off Nico Harrison and the reports and stuff that came out, the Dallas Mavs got and I still say this, Nico didn't get rid of Luka without permission. You just don't trade Luka without the owner knowing, the coaches. You just don't wake up in the middle of the night and make a deal with the Lakers or make a deal with anybody to trade Luka Doncic.
Right.
That's something that's got to be signed off on by the owners. It's people that's got to know this stuff before you just pull the trigger on something like that.
Right. Shout out to my sister, Sharon, the chocolate girl writer.
Hey, Sharon, what's up?
Shout out to her because she broke this story. She broke it basically when this shit popped off. When they traded him to the Lakers, she was like, "It's something else going on." Found out the new owner of the Dallas Mavericks, she wanted to put casinos around there, and they told her no. Right. And she was like, "Oh, you telling me I can't do what I want to do? So, okay, I finna trade the face of y'all franchise, Luka." So that's why Nico, the bad guy now, because he was the GM.
He was the fall guy.
Right, he was the fall guy, but everybody don't realize it wasn't him. It was the new owner of the Dallas Mavericks
that made him do it.
Right. They're like, shit, we don't want to be the fall guy. He's going to be the fall guy, and he might get fired too.
Oh, they had to fire him. They couldn't. Right. They couldn't allow Luka to get fired. I mean, Luka to get traded and keep the guy that traded Luka Doncic.
Right.
So they let a little time pass by to make it seem like they was gonna give him a chance to fix it. When the whole thing was, we know we gonna fire you. We just gonna let a little time pass by to make it look like we trying to give you time to fix it. Right. But we already know you getting fired because that's part of being the fall guy.
Right. We already know you gonna get the boot.
Yeah, that's part of you being the fall guy. They done already told this guy that.
Right. But some of the fans that they jump on him and not the Dallas Mavericks owner.
Right.
Owner that pulled the trigger. Because I don't know if it was a commissioner in Texas, Dallas, Texas, told her no, or somebody upper class, let me say that. They told her no, you cannot build no casinos in Dallas.
Maybe the governor and all that.
Right. So she was like, "Oh, y'all telling me no? Okay, well, then my team, I finna do whatever the F I want to with my team." And the rumor was she wanted to move into Las Vegas.
Yeah, I heard because Vegas is a city
Right,
that the NBA is talking about expanding into.
right. So the fall guy was the GM, Nico.
Right.
So they were like, you know what? You're the GM. We put all this shit on you, and you gonna get the boot. We don't give a damn.
Yeah. But before, that's what came out was they felt that they wasn't gonna win, although they had went to the NBA finals, but they wasn't gonna win
Right,
NBA finals with Luka.
right.
So because of how bad he was on defense.
But once
So
again, we've seen it so many times. You got one superstar, and you got other pieces around that superstar do more. I did go to Chicago Bulls when they had Derrick Rose. The same thing. Derrick Rose was a superstar that had everybody else around him that did what he cannot do.
now nobody gave Nico credit for getting to the finals when he went out at the trade deadline and got PJ Washington from the Hornets that nobody was paying attention to because he was in Charlotte at the time. Now remember this. This is the Charlotte Hornets team that wasn't good then, like they are getting better now. Nobody's paying PJ Washington attention in Charlotte.
Right.
He also went out at the deadline and got Daniel Gafford from the Wizards. Nobody was paying attention to the fucking Wizards to know about Daniel Gafford. So he made two key additions that helped that team tremendously to get to the finals. And he drafted Derek Lively.
Right.
And go along with Kyrie and the other pieces that they had there, but nobody gave him credit for those moves, and they weren't even big moves. PJ Washington is not a big move.
Right.
Daniel Gafford was not a big move, but it was big for them and what they needed that got them to the finals. Even though they didn't win it, they got there.
Right.
Nobody gave Nico Harrison credit. And I'm not taking up for Nico. I'm just saying from both sides of the fence, nobody gave him credit for making those moves to get the Dallas Mavericks to the finals. And the reason he said one of the reasons he said, the main reason he said they got rid of Luka is because of his bad defense, and they felt like they could not win a championship with Luka defensively because he's the star player and he's not playing no defense. He was already getting exposed on defense throughout his career, not being a defensive guy, but he really got exposed in that series against in the finals against Boston.
Right.
So,
but once again, that's why you got to build around him.
So let me ask you this. If the Lakers move off of JJ Redick because JJ saying Luka is not playing defense, is that playing into the hands of why Nico Harrison got rid of Luka?
No, it playing into the hands that LeBron James is not there no more.
No, but what I'm saying is the same reason JJ Redick is into it with Luka now is about defense.
Right.
That's the same reason the same reason Nico said he got rid of Luka.
But let's be honest. JJ Redick not supposed to be where he at now. LeBron James got him that job.
He really don't. That's a good point. He really don't.
So if LeBron James, the golden child, not there with the team no more,
JJ not gonna be there.
JJ not gonna be there. So you're gonna bring in somebody that you really been wanting and watching him.
So who you think will be a good fit as the next head coach?
Mark Jackson or Mike Malone?
Mike Malone to the Lakers?
Yep.
You know why why Denver got rid of Mike Malone?
Why?
I don't know. I'm asking you.
No.
I can only guess, but I don't really know. Because hell, they won a chip with Mike Malone. So
Right.
why the hell would you get rid of a championship winning coach that you won with?
Right. But it easy to do that when you already got the trophy.
I mean,
Now let's see, can the new Denver Nuggets get into the championship this year?
because Denver right now is what, the 5th seed, 4th seed, something like that.
Somewhere like that. But just because you at the top, that don't mean you cannot slide down in the next 20 games.
Oh yeah, you can slide in the West in the next 5 games.
Right.
Depending on who winning and who losing. If you winning and losing.
So matchups matter in the NBA. It matters. And in football, now keep it 100 and funky. It matters. Because if the Lakers face what's his name on the Nuggets?
Jokic.
Do you think they're going to win that battle?
I don't think the Lakers can beat the Nuggets in a series anyway.
See what I mean? If the Lakers face Minnesota.
Oh shit! I really don't even see them beating Minnesota.
See what I mean? Okay.
To be honest with you.
If the Lakers face Memphis.
Oh, Memphis is not making the playoffs.
I mean, I just saying, if they did make it to the playoffs,
they could beat Memphis.
Okay. If San Antonio.
They're not beating San Antonio.
See what I mean? So
the Lakers are not beating OKC. They're not beating San Antonio. They're not beating Denver. I don't see them beating Minnesota.
I don't see them beating Houston.
Yep, I don't think they beat Houston in a 7-game series.
So it go back to my point. Matchups matter. The Lakers, they might be the oldest team in the NBA. Well, somebody told me the oldest team in the NBA. They're not good with the young boys in OKC and San Antonio and Minnesota. Yeah, LeBron James arthritis will catch up with him really quick.
Yeah, I just don't see them beating a healthy Denver Nuggets team. Now the rumor is that I don't know whether Chris Middleton gonna get bought out by the Mavs or not, but the Denver Nuggets was a team to watch for Chris Middleton if he gets bought out. Now I don't know if the deadline is passed for the buyouts or what. I don't know exactly when the deadline is for the buyout. But if that happens, the Denver Nuggets was one of the teams that came up that Chris Middleton could go to if bought out by Dallas.
Right. If that happened, the Lakers done for.
Yeah. Now Chris Middleton is not the same Milwaukee Bucks Chris Middleton.
Right.
But
I mean,
all they need him is for depth for what they got going on in Denver.
Give me 10, 15 points. We don't need for you to score 30.
Yeah, I don't even think he may give you 15 on a good game now.
Hey, I take that. Who can you count on the Lakers to give you 15 points? Coming off the sideline.
Off the bench?
Off the bench.
Shit. Probably nobody.
Right.
Because who they got coming off the bench? Marcus Smart.
Mm-hmm.
You can't count on him. You saying average 15. You can't count on him to average 15. No.
And
not the average 15.
Right. And he mostly played defense.
Jared Vanderbilt, no.
No.
Jackson Hayes, no.
No.
And who else they got coming off the? Yeah, damn sure ain't Bronny.
Right. So
Bronny, 15 points. Bronny ain't getting 15 minutes.
Right.
Somebody 15 points.
Right. The man.
Who else they got coming off? Who else they got coming off the bench?
Like Keith Sweat say, nobody.
I don't even know who else they got coming off the bench.
So that my point. He did average 15 points because it would take the pressure off of the superstars in Denver. They just go over there and sit down some. They just take the load off because if Chris averaged 15 points, that would have the superstar and they would have Robin.
They got their work cut out in LA because now
big time.
LA is in a situation where it's unfamiliar territory. Like I said
Right.
earlier, they used to being the team that get the superstar players,
Right.
whether they trade for them or whether they just go and get them in free agency because that's what a superstar want to be.
Right.
But now these other teams are locking these guys into extensions. The new CBA rules are kicking in, is preventing these teams. You saw what Boston had to do. Boston had to bust the team up they had.
Yep.
But that's what I'm saying. The LA Lakers are gonna have to be like Boston. Boston bust their team up outside of Tatum, Brown, Pritchard, and White. They bust their team up.
Right.
Porzingis gone.
Right.
Drew Holiday gone.
Right.
Al Horford gone, and somebody else left. And they still third seed in the East, something like that.
But that what happened when you got somebody in the front office know what they doing.
Or second in the East, whatever. Behind
you got people in your front
Detroit.
office know what they doing. This what will happen. You will not fall off. Taylor has not played since when? Last year.
Yeah, Tatum ain't played since the playoffs last year. We tore his Achilles.
So, and you in third in the East?
I think they might be second behind Detroit.
Okay, you in the East. You second. So somebody in the front office know what they doing. That's my point.
And even being, and not to cut you off, Ron, but even being second in the East, they still made moves at the deadline because they traded away Anthony Simons and when he got Vucevic from the Bulls. So they traded away a player that they wasn't going to use that much in the rotation because Tatum is coming back. So that was going to knock Anthony Simons down the rotation between Tatum, Brown, Pritchard, and Derek White. That was going to knock him down. So they traded that away for a position of need, which was a center. And it's a stretch center at that.
Right. But you got to understand, to the Lakers get somebody like that in the front office, this is what we're going to get from the Lakers.
They got their work cut out for them.
Yes, big time.
It sound and look good now because we talking about the Lakers and LeBron is on the team. But really, when you look at the team, they got work to do if they want to get back to being that legendary. Right. If they want to raise another banner in the crypto or the Staples shit. The crypto. I like the Staples better. But they got their work cut out for it. They're going to have to really put a team together because you got a major defensive liability.
Right.
Your star player is a major defensive liability. And even though the league is not a defensive league, is more of an offensive league, you still got the players somewhat of some defense to kind of neutralize something.
What do we know about the new owners of the Lakers?
Well, it's the dude that owned the Dodgers though. So the thing about it is the NBA rules are not like the MLB rules.
Right. But what I'm saying is he like the owner of the Clippers. The owner of the Clippers don't know shit about basketball.
Steve Ballmer.
Yeah. He just throwing out money like it ain't nothing.
So he just giving up the draws.
Yeah, give up the penalty draws at Magic City. So we see how many times you seen him on the sideline clapping and everything.
Steve Ballmer.
Yeah, again.
Yeah, we see him all the time.
Right. But Is they winning? Is they going to win anytime soon? The Clippers?
They started off slow, but I think they've got much better as the season went.
But
But
can
they
you
not winning nothing this year. They
right?
not even making a deep run this year.
Can you pencil them in saying that the team will go to the finals?
No, hell no.
That's my point. That's my point.
No, they can't. They're not going to the finals.
That's my point. My point is he will put the money out there, but that team old too.
Yeah,
So
the Clippers was one of, if not, well, they done got younger now because they traded away James Harden for Darius
Right.
Garland, and they got Benedict Mathurin, Benedict, whichever one from the Pacers.
Right, but still, they got to rebuild that team too.
Yeah, they got a couple more people. They got a couple more pieces they need to move to get younger.
Right. So you got two old teams in LA. They fighting on who's going to be the worst team in LA at the end of the season.
So JJ, he ain't the future coach for this team.
No.
I ain't putting faith. If I'm the Lakers, I'm not putting faith in a guy who has no previous coaching experience.
Right.
My team.
Yeah.
This would make a little bit more sense for a franchise in a smaller market that's rebuilding, and JJ grow in a smaller market where there's no pressure and he can grow with a rebuilding team and get better as a coach. But when you get thrown right into the fire as a head coach and you coaching LeBron James, and not only that, you coaching one of the most legendary franchises in sports history, Lakers, and they all about winning, and you have no previous coaching experience to help you out, and so much you can do and go from it.
But this the same thing that Magic Johnson said about their team. Yes or no?
True.
What did Magic Johnson say? Oh, y'all did it, y'all had not run shit. Let me do it my way. And when he said let me do it my way, they said
Yeah, I don't, bro. They just got a little work cut out for them.
Right. So don't be surprised if Magic Johnson somewhere around be like doing the Bugman hands.
I don't know if Magic coming back and part of the front office. Now I understand that him and the Dodgers owners buddy because Magic got some ownership percentage of that too.
Right.
Of the Dodgers, he's in with the Dodgers too. Oh, him and the owner type. Well, I'm not sure if Magic will be doing have any role in the front office assigned to him, or he just gonna be assisting behind the scenes without actually having a title.
Right.
I don't know.
Magic Johnson could be if I'm the new owner of the Lakers, I would go get Magic as my GM. Make him the GM. And this is why I say you could get anybody who you want to. We already got face of the team. They're Luka. Go get anybody who you want to. Money ain't no option. If I'm the owner of the Lakers, that's what I would do.
But who would you add? Realistic.
I go get a real big man. A real one.
Like who? Like who's available?
It depends how you want to play this. Do you want to go back to the old school, Kobe and Shaq, or Kareem or Magic? I would build a team like that, like both of them. You got to respect my big man.
But I don't know what big man is gonna be that fit what you're talking about. That's gonna be available that you can realistically get. Now, I'm just throwing this out there. Jokic didn't sign his contract extension.
There you go.
So the speculation when it came out that he didn't sign his contract extension was he might be setting it up for when he become a free agent. It lines up with the Lakers and the money they're gonna have available that same offseason.
That what we talking about here.
So I'm just lining these stars up there,
right? There you go. You got a true big man. People respect Jokic. You got if you don't double team him, he gonna shoot threes. Don't let him be down there in the paint.
But you know how much they team gonna be gutted because they gonna be paying them two players.
Hey, we just always get some players that be average players that will take less to win a championship.
But
we've seen it so many times. We've seen it with the Pat Riley Miami Heat.
You gonna have rest of the team gonna be on league minimum.
Okay. We've seen it with Boston. They did it. When they had Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen, and Paul Pierce and Rondo. We ain't no Kendrick Perkins. We ain't no Tony Allen. We ain't no none of these guys. Did we?
Well, you said my status wasn't up there.
Who?
You saying the status of those type of players?
Yeah, the status was not up there till they got with those teams.
But they also didn't have them rules in play then, like they got them.
Right.
Apron and all, you know.
I just saying, I go get Joker. Hey, Joker, how much it would take? I'll pay you $150 right now, baby. You want to win championships? Come on to LA, baby. Come on. Your boy here already. I'm a Hawks fan, so
So even if that do happen, do you think they wouldn't even beat the Spurs?
I think they will.
I don't think they will. The Spurs on the verge of building they set up nice, bro. They on the verge of building a dynasty.
But you gotta look at it. You gotta look at it. Miata. How much he weigh? $150? The second weight?
You still can't do nothing with him. And then Stephon Castle, defense, Dylan Harper, defense. You still got Devin Vassell.
But what I'm saying, you to get players will take less that will buy in.
De'Aaron Fox. I don't know.
You could get players to buy in. Pat Riley did it.
I don't know. I don't know about today's buying in because today's players in the league aren't like the players that was in the league 15 years ago.
Right.
You might can pitch that to those guys 10, 15 years ago. But now that same pitch, it ain't working. These guys want to get paid.
But okay. Do you want to get paid or do you want to win a championship?
In today's NBA, a lot of guys want to get paid.
Then you won't be winning no championship no time soon.
Some of them don't give a damn about that. They say they do, but they don't because that money talk. That
right.
money is different.
Right. So you got, okay, let me tell you this. You want to get paid or do you want to win championships?
A lot of them want to get paid.
And a lot of them gonna be like Carmelo Anthony. Oh man, I wish I would have went to the Miami Heat. They got a championship. They got two.
Yeah, they gonna say that after the fact, but at the time, at the time they'll say that after that, but at the time they want their money. They want ice cream. They want the cake and the ice cream, but
you can't have the cake and ice cream.
You can't have them both. So a lot of people are choosing the money.
And the money will get you where?
Some of them don't care. They just want the money. They want the money on, Ron. They want the chicken. They want the money on.
Hey, I just saying that the offer on the table. That's what I would tell these players. You want to win championship, come on to the Lakers.
But a lot of times what they do is when they know they're a hot commodity, they take the money. Once they roll starts to decrease and they start to age and they ain't the same player they was 5, 6, 7 years ago, and they looked at as a role player or bench player, that's when they'll take a little bit less to join a contender.
No, then I would be like, I don't want you now.
But if you still good enough to fit the role that need to be fit on a championship contending team, then yeah, you can. But if I'm in my prime or still close to my prime, they give it averaging 25, 20. If I'm still giving you 20 a game, and you asking me to take a pay cut to win a championship, and I'm still I still can get 25 mil a year, averaging 20, and you want me to take a pay cut down to 5, when I can still get 25 and average 20, I'm not doing that. But if it's to the point now where my average done drop down to 13 or 14, and I'll take the 5 to be on a contender then.
Okay. A perfect example for you. Tracy McGrady. Tracy McGrady joined San Antonio when they went to play the Miami Heat.
Right. They lost that year.
Right. And he was like, if I would have joined San Antonio early in my career, you know how many championships I would have won?
But that's easy to say at that point because T-Mac saying it because he's older and he's on his way out the league.
Right.
He was the guy. You wasn't thinking about taking no pay cut to join San Antonio when you the guy in Orlando.
I cannot say. I cannot say. All I just saying, that's what T-Mac said. T-Mac was like, he said it on Carmelo Anthony podcast. If I wish I would have joined San Antonio early. You know how many championships I would have won before I retire? This what he said.
Yeah, it's like I said, he said it, but it's easier for him to say that now versus the days that he was in Orlando.
What? Remember, he played with 4 different teams: Houston, San Antonio, Magic.
Yeah, he was in
Atlanta, Toronto. I think he played for the New York Knicks.
Yeah. So he done been around, but during the time in Orlando.
Remember, I think if they would have got Tim Duncan in Orlando, they would have had that big 3.
They would have.
The Grant Hill said yeah. T-Mac said yeah, but who fucked that up? Doc Rivers told Tim Duncan, no, your girlfriend can't come on the bus or the plane.
And that's what messed the deal up right there.
Right, you bit dummy. You bit dummy. What the matter with you, Doc Rivers? You bit dummy. And Tim Duncan was like, well, I finna sign back with San Antonio now.
I stay well, Matt. Don't worry about it.
Right. You bit and that what T-Mac said, you bit dummy. Doc Rivers, why you gonna tell that man no? You should have said yeah.
And we'll just figure the shit out after.
Right. But what did Doc Rivers? He already fudged a wet dream. And he did. The time he told Tim Duncan no, Tim Duncan said, well, I'm finna go back to San Antonio.
I stay well, Matt. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it, player.
Appreciate your time, but
Yeah,
head on back to San Antonio. They already got the paperwork ready for me.
right.
All I
They
got
got the shit on the desk. All I gotta do is just go in, pick up my money, and sign the contract.
and we can get right back to business.
Right. The next year they were in the finals.
Yeah, that's true. But Ron, you got your mock ready, man.
Oh yeah.
It's the last, a lot of shit done changed, because a lot of it's some people that didn't even go to the combine. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
transition this thing over to the NFL combine. Well, first of all, before we get to the mock, what's your thoughts on the combine?
A lot of people are going to drop.
They gonna drop.
They're going to drop.
So what did you take away from the combine?
You got a lot of people made a name for themselves in the combine. And a lot of people that already had a name for themselves, they dropped in the combine. They did not work out so good. They did not do this so good, lift weights so good. It always be like that.
Right.
You got Carson Beck. Every time he touched the football, they booed the hell out of him, the fans.
The quarterbacks really, in my opinion, coming into the season, the college season, the start of the college season, they had a whole list of college quarterbacks that was supposed to be like that coming out.
Yeah.
You can't even name 3 because I haven't seen Clemson quarterback Cade, what's his name, Klubnik, whatever his name is. I ain't seen his name yet.
Right.
Nesmire, he was a hot commodity coming into the season at LSU this year. His name ain't up as high as what ain't even close as high as it was. What's the name went back to Texas. Arch Manning went back to Texas. And it's a couple other quarterbacks that came nowhere, like Fernando Mendoza. He came out of nowhere.
Right. But you got to look at it. The quarterback of Ole Miss, I was like, damn, where he come from?
And Moore, the quarterback from Oregon, he went back. So
he said he ain't want to play for the Jets.
And Carson Beck, I haven't seen his name after last year. He went back to Miami, and his name was mentioned a lot coming into this season.
Right.
He was supposed to be a first-round pick.
But they're one of the players who I'm talking about. He might be in the 3rd and 4th. Or he might be in the 1st round because some of the teams need quarterbacks.
But now, I think that's going to knock, I'm glad you brought that up, because I think that's going to knock quarterbacks down a little bit further now. Because you got Kyler Murray that's probably going to be available. You got Tua that's going to be available. Geno Smith going to be available. So you got about four quarterbacks, and then you got Malik Willis on the market. So you got about 4 or 5 quarterbacks that are starting caliber going to pick up or go after to be their starter.
What?
We're going to knock quarterbacks in the draft down a little bit.
What?
So I think quarterbacks took a hit because of the quarterbacks that are going to be released and other teams to pick up as starters, and then the rise of defensive players. A lot of these, Ron, I ain't gonna lie, a lot of these motherfuckers running 4.3s, Ron, they getting the hell on.
They're not playing.
Bullshitting, Ron, they getting the hell on. I ain't never getting 4.3s to open up in the combine.
What?
You got linebackers running them.
All right. Shit.
Cornerbacks running them. Edge rushers. Everybody's in. It's all like 4.3 unheard of at one point in the combine. Now these motherfuckers are coming out here and running that shit in the first, not the second, but the first time in the combine, running that shit.
They know if you do good, you will be a top 5, top 10, top 15, top 20 player to get drafted. They already know that. They already know that. I bet you it was somebody in the football players' ear before they went to the combine. Hey, dog, if you do real good, you will get drafted. Top 5, top 10, top 15, top 20.
Shit, Ron, these niggas, boy, they getting they ain't bullshitting in that 40.
Right. They're like, motherfucker, I'm already gonna do a 4-2-4 or a 4-2-3.
So that in my opinion is it's gonna be a run. I'm talking about a run of defensive players coming off the board in the first round. This is gonna drop first round, which it always happens. It happens every year. First round talent always falls to the second round because somebody gonna get selected higher than they supposed to, and stuff like the combine happen where it start to shift teams' focus from this to that. Certain positions is gonna be deeper than others. So now this defensive performance at the combine by this defensive class, it's gonna be a run of edge rushers, linebackers. It's just gonna be a run on the defense.
What?
Even these D tackles and stuff is running the hell out, running like hell in that 40.
Right.
This first round, in my opinion, is gonna be majority defense.
It's gonna be the quarterback from Las Vegas,
Mendoza going to
Mendoza. He will get drafted first. Then who else need a quarterback? Arizona. That might get a quarterback.
I don't think Arizona drafts a quarterback this year. Now, I mean, I don't think Arizona Cardinals draft a quarterback in the first round. If they take one, it's gonna be later on.
I don't know now.
I don't think they take back at 3. I think they're gonna use Jacoby Brissett as quarterback, and if they
he a free agent,
they'll take one, huh?
And he a free agent.
I thought they was gonna re-sign him. Or
I heard he was a free agent now, or something.
Hold on. Then you got to look at quarterbacks that teams may call and make a trade for. Like, you know, that's a name that's been floating around. So that's going to knock quarterbacks down even further. Nah, Jacoby Brissett, he got one more year in the contract.
I guarantee somebody call Arizona and ask them, hey, what do you want from him? I'll give you a 4th.
This upcoming season is going to be Jacoby Brissett's last year on the contract with the Cardinals.
I guarantee somebody call and ask them, what draft pick you want for him right now? I guarantee it.
And if I'm Arizona, I'll keep Jacoby Brissett to get me through this season because he's on a cheap deal.
Yeah, but
because you can get. I'm not saying Arizona not gonna get a quarterback in this draft, but I don't see them getting one in the first round. They'll get later on if they feel like they got potential to be a franchise type guy.
What?
If not, you're gonna use him to be a bridge quarterback to get him from this season to the next.
You can make anybody a franchise guy. You got to have the right coaches. Think about it.
Well, I don't know now. You can't make anybody a franchise guy.
Okay. For example.
What's the name? What's the name is not, and he's in bust territory. Anthony Richardson.
Who?
Anthony Richardson.
Okay.
See, Daniel Jones came in and just
But the problem in coaching matter. Yes or no?
Made him expendable.
Coaching matter, yes or no?
Yeah, coaching matters. Yeah.
Okay. So you shout out to my homeboy Dennis Holmes. You put him over there on Minnesota,
Who?
Yeah. That
Anthony?
yeah. You put him over there on Minnesota, I guarantee he would do the same thing
I
what
don't
Sam Donald did last year.
know. I don't know. Because remember, that's why they got rid of Sam Darnold, because they thought the same way what you talking, that they could make anybody. And they tried to do that with JJ Redick, and the shit didn't work.
But the difference is
The GM got fired. They gave his ass
wait a minute.
and shit, Ron.
Wait a minute. The difference is JJ, we know he won't be shit. We knew that from the jump. You didn't see that in college. Ray Charles, Stevie Wonder could have seen that shit in college. You knew the young man wasn't going to be nothing, and you drafted him anyway.
But Anthony, I mean, to come back to that is Anthony Richardson was a project. Like he didn't play a lot of games in college.
He played 1 year.
That's what I'm saying. He started for less than a year.
Okay.
So he was a project, and the coach still drafted him at 4th with the 4th pick.
Different systems make quarterbacks look better than what they is. Let me say that for the people in the back. Different systems in the NFL make quarterbacks look better than what they is.
Now, I agree with that, because Mac Jones wasn't what they thought he was going to be in New England. He wasn't good. He was a backup and wasn't behind Trevor Lawrence in Jacksonville. And when he got his time in San Francisco, when Brock Purdy was injured, he showed that he could be like a borderline starter.
Right. So CJ Stroud, the same thing in him. You put him in another system that got offensive line that will protect him, I guarantee we will see a new CJ Stroud. We might see the rookie CJ Stroud again.
So I'm not going to dispute. I agree with that. But Anthony Richardson, he's in bust territory.
I just think they gave up on him too fast.
You think Malik Willis could be a franchise guy?
Yes.
They had no choice but to give up on Anthony Richardson. He was the AD of the NFL. Every time he turned around, he hurt. I can't do. Listen, Ron. If I spend a 4th overall pick, not a 4th round pick, but a 4th overall pick on a premium position such as the quarterback, and every other goddamn week you hurting some shit, it ain't a damn thing I can do with you.
But
it's the same dude that sat up on, I forget whose podcast he was on. He might have been on Jeff Teague podcast. What, I can't remember. He might have been on one of them podcasts. I think it was Jeff Teague podcast. He was talking about how the NFL was easier than college.
Yeah, I remember.
And he can't stay on the field.
What? I remember. But once again, you can't hear me?
And he can't stay on the field. So
you can't hear me?
I don't know. Ain't nothing really I can do with that. Yeah. Can you hear me? You hear me? Okay, I can't hear you.
Hello? Josh.
But yeah, I can't. Ain't nothing else I can do with you if I'm the coach and Anthony Richardson, ain't nothing else I can do with you. I gotta get rid of you. I spent a 4th overall pick on you. You haven't lived up to the hype. You've been injured, and part of the reason why you probably ain't lived up to the hype is because of the injuries. And I'm not talking about an injury where he missed a game or two. I'm talking about injuries where he be missing damn near half the season. So since the time he's been drafted, he's only played 1 season worth of games since the time he's been drafted, and missed all them other games due to injury. So ain't nothing I can do for you now, especially when Daniel Jones then came in 1 season of Daniel Jones, he's outperformed you since you've been drafted. even though the Colts didn't make the playoffs. But looking at how Daniel Jones played in the type of season he had with the Colts, he outperformed Anthony Richardson. He got beat out by Anthony Richardson for the starting job as a quarterback. Now you had all this. Now you had the upper hand over Daniel Jones in Indy because you was already there before Daniel Jones came in, and you couldn't beat him out. Looking at the seasons Daniel Jones had with the Giants, and he comes to Indy, a team in which Anthony Richardson was already there, a team that drafted Anthony Richardson, he was already there. He couldn't beat out a guy that just came in from having the type of seasons that he had in New York. So ain't nothing else I can do with you if I'm the Colts and Anthony Richardson. I gotta move on from you. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, you had the opportunity, and now granted that I made a mistake if I'm the Indianapolis Colts on drafting Anthony Richardson, but that'll be something that the franchise and these GMs and you know, they'll never say that. They'll never admit they made a mistake. You just got to pay attention to what they do with the player that they made a mistake with. Like, if Anthony Richardson wasn't a mistake, you wouldn't be getting rid of him. You know what I'm saying? He's a quarterback, so he plays a premium position. He's the, you know, if that wasn't a mistake pick, you would not be getting rid of him. But the pick was a mistake because, for one, you know, he was already viewed as he wasn't high on nobody's list coming out of Florida. He was a project player. He hadn't had enough games under his belt played at Florida. So he was considered to be a project player. You just don't draft project players with the 4th overall pick, especially at a premium position like the quarterback position. Now, if you want to take a quarterback as a project, you take that later on in the draft. You don't use your 4th overall pick on a project player when that's the guy, when that's, you know, 4th overall picks are starters.
I mean, but we can't say that. Sometimes
so you don't use that as I'm taking a project player and we're going to develop a 4th overall pick. No, he has to be ready to go, developed already. And Anthony Richardson wasn't.
Okay.
I'm not saying that he doesn't have the capabilities of playing in the NFL, but he wasn't worthy of being drafted 4th overall as a project player coming out of Florida. That is what I'm saying.
But you got to look
that was a wasted. That was a miss. That was a swing and a miss.
Sometimes
now, if it worked, it looked good from a GM standpoint because you hit. But when it don't, it looks horrible.
Sometimes it takes the
and you gotta move him now because you ain't trying to pay him. He ain't did nothing worthy of getting paid.
Sometimes it takes the quarterbacks longer to recognize. Mm-hmm. Yes.
I'm gonna come out and come back in.
Sometimes it takes the quarterback longer. Look at Geno Smith. Look at Sam Darnold. Look at all the quarterbacks that went somewhere else and they took off. Geno Smith was with the Jets, was with the Chargers, and he went to Seattle. He got into the playoffs. Sam Darnold was with the Jets, Carolina Panthers, the 49ers, Minnesota, and he went to Seattle. Got a Super Bowl. So sometimes it takes a quarterback longer than everybody else. I mean, it happens. I mean, that do we want that? Yes or no? But it also depends on the head coach on that team, the OC on that team. You got to have the right OC at the right time for that quarterback. You got to. If you don't, you will fail that quarterback. And we've seen so many quarterbacks fail over the years, over the last 40 years, because they had the wrong OC or they had the wrong head coach. They had to get out of that team, get away from that team, and go somewhere else. We've seen that. It happens. I was not saying Anthony Richardson a bust. I just think he with the wrong team. He with the wrong team. You got to have somebody there that be in that offense to teach him the game. When he got drafted there, who was a quarterback before he got there? That I don't really think they had nobody else but him. So it happens. $28-3 was the right. I don't know about that. But it just depends on the head coach and the OC and the defensive coordinator. It depends on all that. Will that OC really take time out to help Anthony Richardson get better wherever he go? We don't know. Can he go to some team that made him better? Yes. I tell Josh Bailey all the time, Green Bay make quarterbacks right all the time. Little Malik Willis. When he got his chance in Green Bay, he showed up and showed the fuck out in Green Bay. Now, he asking for $30 million. Or that what the market say. He deserved $30 million. I mean, you got some offense. You got some OCs that make a quarterback look better than what he really is. It happens. You got some defense make quarterbacks look like Joe Montana. That's what it is nowadays. It just happens. It depends what team and what system you going to. It just depends. I hate to say it like that, but that's how it is in the NFL. The Jets, if I'm the Jets, I will not draft no quarterback. Though you don't know how to make a quarterback better. In my opinion. You don't know how to make a quarterback better. It just happened like that. I mean, that's how it is in the NFL. So I mean, it happened like that. We see Sam Darnold was with the Jets of all teams. The Jets. He got drafted by the Jets. Went to Carolina. Went to the 49ers. Went to Minnesota and showed the fuck out in Minnesota. And went to Seattle and got a chip. We see that. We seen a lot. You got to have the right head coach, the right OC at the right time. will that OC take the time out to help that quarterback get better? Will he do that? Geno Smith, wherever he go, with the quarterback in Arizona, and somebody trade for him wherever he go, with Murray, with Tua, wherever they go, we see all the damn time. I mean, we see it. I mean, we see it all the damn time. We who else out here? A lot of these teams need quarterbacks. You need bridge quarterbacks. For you get a bridge quarterback this year, and you draft a quarterback for the future next year. Well, let's talk about the draft. What do y'all think the Chargers need? I said offensive lineman. What do y'all think? Y'all tell me in the comments. That offensive lineman was terrible in the playoffs. Let me know what y'all think. So,
Yo, you hear me?
yeah.
But I still can't hear you though. But yeah, but I'm gonna go ahead and give you my I'm gonna go ahead and give you my 20 through 30 20 through 32 of my mock. You know what I'm saying? Of course this stuff is gonna change because you got, you know, free agency, and you got guys that didn't do the combine, that skipped the combine, is gonna probably work out of their pro days. You still got players that's gonna get released when the league year jump off, the new league year start. And then you still got teams that may trade up or down in the first round. So I'm just giving you right now, no trades included. I'm just gonna run through my 20 through 32. Dallas Cowboys with the 20th pick. I think they go cornerback here. I think they take Avian Terrell, which is AJ Terrell's brother.
Yeah.
not Stephon, but Trayvon Diggs is gone. DaRon Bland, in my opinion, better is in the slot than he is outside the numbers. So they need defense first and foremost.
Can you hear me?
I had them taking a DN earlier. So with a second pick in the first round, I got them going cornerback. So they address two needs on the defensive side of the ball, which they need. They need a corner with the loss of Trayvon Diggs. And they need, edge rusher help because DeMarcus Lawrence gone. Then, of course, they traded Michael Parsons, but they did get Quentin Williams back in the deal and Clark up front. So they going I'm taking the Dallas Cowboys to take a cornerback out of Clemson, Avian Terrell with the 20th pick. The Pittsburgh Steelers on the clock with the 21st pick. I got them taking wide receiver Denzel Boston out of Washington. I think they need wide receiver help outside of DK Metcalf. I don't think they can afford to go into free agency and get that because they already gave up a second round pick in the previous draft for DK Metcalf. And they paid DK Metcalf, so they're not gonna tie.
Can you hear me?
They're not gonna tie that much money up into the wide receiver position. They already got DK Metcalf under contract. So the next best thing for them to do is to just go and get a wide receiver free agency. And we still don't know who the quarterback gonna be, whether Aaron Rodgers is coming back or not. Mike McCarthy, the new head coach there. So I think they go in wide receiver with the 21st pick to go opposite of DK Metcalf. The LA Chargers, 22nd pick, they're on the clock. I think they take an offensive lineman. I can't even pronounce this guy's name, but he come from Penn State. So I don't want to mess up the dude's name because I can't even pronounce it. But they need offensive line help. They need to protect Justin Herbert. So this is why I think they go with the 22nd overall pick, offensive lineman. And I think they just had an offensive lineman retire, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was the center, if I'm not mistaken. I think the center retired. So they definitely need to go offensive line here. Philly on the clock, 23rd pick. I think this is where the tight end Kenyon Sadiq comes off the board. Not sure what the situation is going to be with A.J. Brown. I understand A.J. Brown is a wide receiver. Kenyon Sadiq is a tight end. But Sadiq is more, you really can line him up like a hybrid. You can line him up as a tight end, or you can put him out in certain packages as a wide receiver. You know, he's got the size and the speed to play a receiver. You know what I'm saying? So he damn near like Kyle Pitts. Now, whether he turns out to be like Kyle Pitts, I don't know, but you can, he's versatile like a Kyle Pitts. Right. So not sure what the situation is going to be with A.J. Brown. I think you can upgrade Dallas. You can upgrade that position. Defensively, I think they're good enough defensively where they don't have to take a defensive player in the first round. I think they need to go offense here. So this is why I think Kenyon Sadiq from Oregon comes off the board. He goes to Philly with the 23rd pick. Give Jalen Hurts another weapon offensively in Philly. So that's why I got Kenyon Sadiq going to the Philadelphia Eagles at 23. 24th overall pick, the Cleveland Browns. I got them taking the offensive lineman Caden Proctor out of Alabama. Now, this is some unheard of shit. I ain't never heard of the entire offensive line not coming back. That's unheard of. The whole goddamn offensive line is set to be free agents and not come back. Yeah. Now, the Cleveland Browns did make a trade with the Houston Texans earlier today for offensive lineman. I think Tyus Howard is his name. They traded for him and they broke him off. They paid him. But that's not enough. They still gonna need offensive linemen. So I think they draft the offensive line here. Cleveland is one of them teams that they can go anywhere on the offensive side of the ball. They can go offensive line, they can go tight end, they can go wide receiver. So I think they're gonna go offensive line here. Because like I said, I ain't never heard of the whole goddamn offensive line leaving in free agency. The whole offensive line, that's some unheard of shit to me. So they go Caden Proctor here to go along with Tyus Howard, who they traded for from the Houston Texans earlier. Now, I don't know why the hell, well, maybe that's why Houston traded him, because if you had to pick a weak spot for the Houston Texans, it would be offensive line. And here they are trading away an offensive lineman to another team that needs an offensive line.
Yeah.
So, but that's Houston. We'll get to Houston a couple picks later on from here. But Cleveland, I got them taking the offensive line, Caden Proctor out of Alabama. Chicago Bears on the clock with the 25th pick. I think they take a DN Zion Young out of Missouri.
Yeah.
I think this is one of the positions which they were already looking at in free agency. Tremaine Edmonds, the linebacker, he may be gone this offseason. So they need pass rush in that division. A division which you playing the Packers twice, the Detroit Lions twice, and whatever the hell the Minnesota Vikings is doing. I don't know if they're rebuilding, but whatever the hell they doing, you still gonna have to, it's still a division game where you're gonna have to play them twice a year. So I've got the Chicago Bears to continue to beef up the defense because I think they got enough on offense where they don't have to take an offensive player in the first round. They took a tight end Loveland last year, in which Cole Kmet might be on the trading block too, but they got 2 tight ends as of now. They got DJ Moore, they got Rome Meduze, they got Luther Burton. So they got offensive pieces and they beefed up the O-line. So they got offensive pieces to the point where they don't need to take an offensive player in the first round. I think they going back to what, the Chicago Bears, who historically known for defense. So I think they're going after a pass rusher to beef up that Chicago Bears defense. Buffalo Bills with the 26th pick, they taking the wide receiver out of Texas A&M. I can't even pronounce KC. I can't pronounce his last name, but he had a blazing 40 time at the combine.
Yeah.
Now I think the Buffalo Bills are still going to try to go and get a receiver in free agency. But this right here is a position of need for the Buffalo Bills. They need a wide receiver bad. And this whole Keon Coleman thing, we don't know how that's going to play out. Like I said early on a few episodes ago, when all this stuff popped off with the GM and Keon Coleman, if I'm Keon Coleman, even though, I'm still a young player in the game, I asked to get the hell out of Buffalo.
Yeah.
Because all that shit right there, I wouldn't feel comfortable being in Buffalo. I don't give a damn about no new stadium opening. Get me the hell up out of there. There's plenty other nice stadiums I can play in around the league somewhere. Damn that stadium. Get me the hell out of Buffalo. So Buffalo, I got them taking a wide receiver because they desperately need one. But like I said, I think they still gonna go after wide receiver in free agency. But here at the 26th pick, I think they go wide receiver here. San Francisco 49ers on the clock with the 27th pick. I got them taking a wide receiver too, Omar Cooper Jr. They wide receiver core is just shot to hell. And I don't mean to say shot to hell because Ricky Pascal did actually get shot. So I didn't mean to, say it like that. But they down. The wide receiver core is down. Warren Jennings, they don't know if he's coming back or not. Brandon Ayuk is all but gone. Ricky Pascal ain't really been playing as much as he's been dealing with injuries. George Kittle's been dealing with injuries. And out of all that, the one that did stay healthy this season was the one that we didn't think would stay healthy, and Christian McCaffrey, who's a running back / receiver. So they need offensive help at the wide receiver position. So I got them taking Omar Cooper Jr., the wide receiver out of Indiana, to help San Francisco offensively because they need that bad. They need it bad. Houston at 28, I got them taking the offensive lineman. Now back to the point I was making about Houston when I was on the Cleveland Browns selection. They traded an offensive lineman to Cleveland earlier today. Now, if you had to pinpoint a weak position or a weak link on that Houston Texans defense, it would be the offensive line. So I'm guessing that move was to save money that the Cleveland Browns gave Tytus Howard a contract in which the Houston Texans did not want to or would not be willing to. So they go and replace him with another offensive lineman in the draft for cheaper than they would have to have paid him had they kept him instead of trading him to Cleveland. So that's why I got the Houston Texans going with the 28th pick. Another offensive lineman whose last name I can't pronounce. First name Max. He come out of Arizona State. Now I got to get better with these names, but these some hard ass names to pronounce. And before I fuck the name up, I'd rather not say it. I'll just give you the position in the school, and y'all know who the hell I'm talking about.
Right.
If not, you can look it up and see who I'm talking about. But I'm gonna try to get better with these names though. But I just hate fucking up somebody's name because I don't like nobody fucking up mine. So that's why I got the Houston Texans going offensive line there. They gotta protect CJ Stroud. They are good on defense to the point where they don't need a defensive player in the first round.
Right.
Now they could have went wide receiver here because I don't know how much faith they gonna have in Tank Dell after he working his way back, but damn it, that knee is got to be it's got to be damaged. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad to see him working his way back towards getting back on the field and playing and rehabbing, but that's a cause for concern. You're gonna need another wide receiver opposite of Nico Collins. Maybe they come back in the second round and get a receiver that's still hanging around on the board. Or maybe they go out and get one in free agency. Now they did draft one. I think he came out of Iowa State last year. So I guess they're gonna give him a shot to be opposite of Nico Collins this year. But I would still go out and get one in this draft. But 28 pick Houston, I got them going offensive line because they need that more than anything on that team. And they also traded for David Montgomery from the Detroit Lions earlier. So they're gonna need to beef up that offensive line. Now this back-to-back years, they done added a running back because I think they added Joe Mixon last year, and now they traded for they added Nick Chubb too last year, and now they traded for David Montgomery. So the LA Rams, they had 2 first-round picks earlier. I had them taking Jamar McCoy, the cornerback out of Tennessee. Now with the second pick in the first round, I got them taking quarterback Ty Sampson. This is why I think they go and get Matthew Stafford's replacement. I don't think Ty Sampson is not going to see the field this year unless something happens to Matthew Stafford. This is where he can come in, sit behind Matthew Stafford in that Sean McVay offense. He could learn. I don't think that, they'll address the cornerback position earlier with their first pick. Now they come back and get a quarterback that's going to be, they can kind of pretty much take off after Matthew Stafford. Wow. Matthew Stafford, he's close to retirement. So this is the guy that comes in, sits behind Matthew Stafford, learns from Stafford, learns that Sean McVay system, and the LA Rams can kind of plug and play and keep ticking after Matthew Stafford calls it quits. So this is why I got Ty Sampson going to the LA Rams with the 29th pick. The 30th pick, Denver Broncos, I got them taking a wide receiver too. I think they're good on defense. They don't have to have a defensive pick in the first round because they solid on the defensive side of the ball. That was one of the better defenses in the NFL this season. So right here, I got them taking wide receiver Chris Bell out of Louisville. I think they need to give Bo Nix another weapon outside of Cortland Sutton. So Chris Bell goes to Denver, in my opinion, out of Louisville. The 31st overall pick, the New England Patriots, I got them taking the offensive lineman Caleb Lomu from Utah. Looking at the Super Bowl, looking at how Will Campbell, and that offensive line looked in the Super Bowl against Seattle. They need to go offensive line here. This ain't the only offensive line I think they're gonna get. I think they draft him here, and they also get one in free agency because the one thing they cannot do is they cannot have that offensive line looking like that. Once you get exposed in the playoffs at a certain position, you got to immediately go into that off season and upgrade it. So the one thing that kept or helped Seattle, not that Seattle wasn't good, because Seattle was a damn good team and they deserved to win the Super Bowl, but one thing that helped Seattle win the Super Bowl was New England Patriots offensive line. Yeah. So they're gonna beef that up here with Caleb Lomu, offensive lineman out of Utah, because they can't have that that was a glaring weakness. And they're gonna address that. That was a glaring weakness. And I'm not saying this guy's gonna fix it right away, but this guy's gonna help fix it. And I think this is not the only O-line they're gonna get. They're gonna go out and get somebody else in free agency, another veteran. So this is not a problem that they're looking to have again. And I understand it probably wasn't a big problem in the regular season when you was playing different teams each and every week. But when you make the playoffs, you playing the best of the best that's left. And in the Super Bowl, they got completely exposed on the offensive line. So this is where they start to address that in free agency and in the draft going in this season. Last overall pick in this first round, Seattle Super Bowl champs, Seattle Seahawks, 32nd pick. I got them taking DN TJ Parker out of Clemson. With the rumors of DeMarcus Lawrence possibly retiring, I'm not sure how serious he was about it, or if that is going to happen or not, or how serious he was about retirement. But even with that being out there, I would go and get a DN to replace DeMarcus Lawrence, even if he does not retire. That would just be added depth at that position. Now, they could have went wide receiver here, but I think they're going to re-sign Shaheed. They're going to re-sign him back. You still got Jackson Smith and Jigma there. So, and I think they're going to, go in free agency and they're going to get a running back. They're just not going to pay Kenneth Walker, but they're going to go and get a running back. They may trade for one. They could possibly trade for maybe somebody like, I don't know, Alvin Kamara, somebody that can also, I'm just guessing somebody that could serve as a pass catcher and a running back. You know what I'm saying? So that gives Sam Darnold another weapon in the passing game, the same way that Kenneth Walker could be a weapon in the passing game as well. But, there's going to be running backs on the market. You got, I think Alvin Kamara could be had from the Saints, because I don't see what the hell the Saints will be hanging on to Alvin Kamara for. But then you got Rico Dowell out there. You got Aaron Jones, who's going to be released by Minnesota. That's going to be out there. And there's going to be some other running backs out there available. But defensive end, TJ Parker, Clemson, I think that's where they go. Like I said, that's going to be insurance policy for if DeMarcus Lawrence does retire. They got a guy that can come in and, even if he don't retire, that'll just be depth. That'll be even better if he don't retire. Because when he does retire, this guy already have reps as a rotational DN coming in. So he'll be ready to go when it's time for him to be the full-time starter. So that's why I got Seattle going with the last pick in the first round. And this whole draft was done with no trades. So, a lot of this stuff is going to change because, like I said, a lot of people didn't do the combine. They're going to participate at the pro day. You still got NFL free agency, and you still got teams that could move up or down the draft board, trade up and down the draft board, which is going to shuffle some things and switch some things up. But I think that's what's going to happen in the first round. And it's still a lot of first round talent on the board that's going to fall to the second round. So, because you got guys that's going to get released. Like I said, trades are happening. Free agency is going to happen. But guys are going to get signed, and then you're going to have the draft. So, teams, jockeying for maybe trading up or down. But I think this first round is going to be a heavy defensive first round. A lot of these quarterbacks that they were talking about at the beginning of the college season are not going to be in the first round, not going to be in the second. Hell, a lot of these will probably be third round or later. You know what I'm saying? With, probably later than that, because now you look at the situation in the NFL where a lot of these quarterbacks are about to be traded or released. Like I said, you got Tua out there. You got Geno Smith probably going to be out there. You got Kyler Murray, who probably going to be out there. Atlanta going to release Kirk Cousins. He's going to be out there. And then you got other, quarterbacks that could be traded for. They had rumors of Mac Jones. Like I said, Geno Smith. You got quarterbacks that's going to be out there. That's going to be starting caliber quarterbacks. So that's going to knock the quarterbacks in the draft down the board. So I think it's going to be a heavy dose of defensive players in the first round, especially looking at the way these defensive guys performed in the combine and the numbers that they put up. And the ones that didn't participate in the combine, they're going to probably put up, do well at their pro days. So, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be a lot. I'm not expecting a whole lot of offensive guys to come off the board, more defensive guys than offensive guys. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, we'll just have to stay tuned and see. But hell, I can't wait for the damn now that the combine is done for, I can't wait to see what these other guys who didn't perform at the combine do at their pro days, and just ready and anxious to see what this NFL free agency is gonna be. It's gonna be a lot of guys to get over. It's gonna be some overpay, somewhere. And it's gonna be a lot of guys that's available. I ain't seen this many quarterbacks in a while to get released or looked at to be getting traded. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of quarterbacks is gonna be shuffled around and moved. And like I said, there's gonna be a reason why some of these quarterbacks coming into the college season is not gonna get drafted close to being drafted as high as what they were projected to be. And I only got 2 quarterbacks in my entire mock to come out in the first round, and that was Mendoza with the first overall pick, and then the LA Rams on the back end of the draft is going to take Ty Sampson. Those are the only 2 quarterbacks that I got coming out in the first round. And that's just due to the amount of quarterbacks that's going to be available, whether they get traded or released. Because like I said, Kyler Murray is going to be available. Tua is going to be available. Kirk Cousins is going to be available. Geno Smith is going to be available. And somebody else is going to be out there available. Somebody else out there going to be available. So it's going to be about 4 or 5 quarterbacks. That's going. Malik Willis. Malik Willis is a free agent. Somebody's going to sign Malik Willis. And then you got Anthony Richardson, who in my opinion is still a project player. Somebody's going to take a chance on developing him. So that's 5-6 quarterbacks that's going to be available. That's going to knock the other guys in the draft down the board, in my opinion. The Carson Becks of the world is going to get knocked down the board. The Nesmeyers, my guy, the dude out of Clemson, Klubnik, he's going to be knocked down the board. You know what I'm saying? So, and but yeah, man, that's it, man. I guess I'll tune in with y'all again next week, same time. Make sure y'all like, share the content. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Feel free to chime in anytime we on here, man. Just put whatever you want to say in the comments. If you want to just leave a comment where you comment from, we'll shout your city and your state out. And if you want to chime in on the subjects, man, feel free. Don't be shy. But make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the content. And we'll see y'all next week, man. We'll be back, same place, same time. Uncensored Sports Talk. Ron, JB, the whole gang. We'll be back next week, fellas. All right, y'all.
All right.